What Devils? J-Dog back for another segment of Devil's Ass J-Dog Answers. These questions are piling up, so I'm going to do a few videos here to get them knocked out, especially today's one I'm going to pull up. I think it's just going to do questions just from this one video, and I pulled it up on my phone. The best and worst experiences Hell's Headbangers has had working with bands. Seems to be my most popular fucking video. It's been 5 days and has 738 views, which is probably my most viewed video, which, yeah, it's pathetic as fuck. I understand that, but hey, nobody gives a shit about old J-Dog here, at least not yet, right? So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's my most viewed fucking video. I don't sit there and go and look at all the stats, but I don't think I've ever seen 700 on any. Maybe some of the past ones do by now. I don't know. But in 5 days, definitely never seen that. So, and it's got 34 comments. And I'm already doing this. Like I said, this one's already been out for 5 days, so I'm getting behind because on the other videos after, I don't think I've done any video yet where I answered any of the comments. They're piling up, so I want to get your guys' questions answered. So here the fuck we go, with no further ado. From David Lane. Do you think Hells would ever take a fan vote for a band they would like to see released? You mentioned that most of the HHR releases are voted by you and your brothers. Well, not most. Every single one are. Just curious if you would ever consider taking fan votes to gauge a successful potential release. I would love to see vinyls from Iron Fist, Helvedo, or Abyssus. Those would be killer. I don't know about a fan vote because the thing is with putting out releases, it's kind of like a lot of the stars have to align type of deal. Like it's got to be something the three of us want to do, and then B, you're able to do. So in the sense, kind of like somebody asked, I don't know if it was on this video or whatever, and I think I did a quick reply. I think he asked it twice, so I replied quick. He's like, "Yeah, is there any chance Hells would reissue any Deicide albums?" I was like, "Love to. Nothing I would like to more, but doesn't mean it can happen. I mean, I don't even know who you'd contact. It'd probably be those fucking total posers over at fucking Roadrunner. I mean, the king of king posers. It's got to be them, right? When those guys turned their fucking back on fucking death metal in the '90s, when all that fucking yo boy shit got popular, they started putting that out. That shows your true colors right there. So I don't even know who the hell owns that label. I don't know who the hell you get in contact with because it's not like Glenn of Deicide owns his shit. It's the label that owns it. And hell, even Glenn did. I don't even have his contact. I mean, that interview that Reaper did on Hellcast that I was supposed to be on there, that was kind of just like a one-off. Somebody gave the contacts, and it was like I forget what Reap said. He didn't have his personal number. It was like contact this Skype fucking number or whatever, and it's a temporary like almost like a gift card. You know, you use it once and you throw it in the trash, right? Kind of like that. So it's not like we even have Glenn's contact if he was the guy. So I don't know those guys or anything like that. So you can't just vote like, hey, let's put out Mercyful Fate. Let's just put out Mercyful Fate. It doesn't work that way. So the fan vote would be kind of pointless in a sense if a bunch of shit got voted. Like, let's Hells do this, and it's like, all right, well, great. I have no contact with those guys. I mean, hell, then they might not even want to work with us, you know, or we want to work with them, they want to work with us, but the deal's like they want X amount of money. Like, I'll give you kind of a little bit of story time without throwing anybody on the bus. There was a local band here, not going to mention names, and basically all they've ever done was some demos. And we talked about doing this is years ago, and we talked about putting out their demos or whatever. And keep in mind, nobody outside of fucking Cleveland shit knows who this band is. I mean, here and there, of course, the tape trading, but very, very obscure, unknown band. You know, we would do probably 1,000 CDs and maybe like an LP release, 500 copies, right? And it'd be kind of marketed as like a new band to the general public because the average public doesn't know who they are. They just did some demos and shit. The fucking guy wanted $10,000. It's like, dude, go and get fucked. Jump in a lake, not in the fucking fire. Like, why would I give you 10? Like, you don't get 10 grand for a no-name band. It's like, dude, I'll give you some copies. That's it. That's a band of that caliber. The general deal is, you know, whatever we press, you know, 1,000 CDs, 500 LPs, they get 20% of each. So they'd get 200 CDs and what is 20% of and 100 LPs. And they basically have to do nothing other than supply materials. But then, okay, so we were up for it. The band wanted to work for us, but he wanted $10,000. It's like, dude, get fucked. So there's a lot of that too. So the fan vote would kind of be, again, all the stars would have to align. I'd be kind of curious what for just shits and grins, if we did a fan vote, what majority of the people, like let's say we put 100 releases, like 100 options, pick from these 100 options, what would be the most popular? Like, would you like to see Hell's release? Who knows? Maybe we could talk about something in the future. That'd be kind of cool. I'd just for even, it never happens, just shits and grins, right? So that answers that. From Abhorrent Spawn 666. I noticed the latest Annihilation album is coming out on a long box. Oh, really? Didn't know that. I'm definitely looking forward to listening to New Immolation. And I've seen Broken Hope talk about reissuing their debut on a long box. Oh, that'd be pretty cool. I like the first two Broken Hopes actually quite a bit. What are your thoughts on this? And do you anticipate there to be more of a revival of that packaging style in the future? Sounds like it. You know, usually when something gets kind of like done by some of the more notable bands, people follow suit. I think long boxes look cool and and I like them. I don't personally like go out of my way to buy them just because I think I said it on a previous video, just because I have nowhere really to store them. Like as opposed to like I don't have a shelving system for it. If I got one or two, I can always just put it like on the top of my CD rack where it's set up. But I don't have like a separate. I don't want to have to get another goddamn separate shelving thing. If I was to get like now all of a sudden I got 100 long boxes, 200 long boxes, I have to get a whole another goddamn rack. So, but I could definitely see more bands doing it. Like I wouldn't be surprised if the new Cannibal Corpse, next Deicide, next Morbid Angel, whatever they start doing it too. Wouldn't surprise me in the least bit. Life Eternal. I think he's asked this a couple times, so I'll get this answered and hopefully this video posted soon because I don't want him to think I'm ignoring him, especially because I think he's asked this 2 or 3 times now, probably getting a little anxious. And he comments on all my fucking videos, so he gets a little bit more of the primo treatment. Hey man, you should do a video giving some tips on how to start a label, specifically based around reissuing old albums. Been tossing around the idea while going through Discogs want list. Okay, this will be more of a lengthy one, and I don't know if this to take up the whole video. I'll try not to because there's a bunch more comments I want to answer, but maybe this will be the title of the video: How to Start a Fucking Label. Um, Basically, you're going to need for starters, if you got $500 to your name, that's not going to work. You got to have some fucking money put aside because just to press the stuff. Forget royalties. Who even knows, depending on what band you want, if they want cash. If you're lucky, you'll sign a band up front as your second release that it's just copies of the pressing, right? But even regardless, so if you're gonna do a CD, 1,000 CDs, plan for $1,000. That's the minimum. So at least have of disposable income, at least have 2,000 set aside. Why? Because when you have put that 1,000 out, you're going to need it packaging supplies and just whatever little mini expenses. So if you have 2 grand, then you can do 1,000 CDs comfortably. You won't any problems you run into, you'll be fine. If you're looking to do an LP, let's just say, because LPs can be from whatever to whatever. It depends if it's a double LP, is it a pocket cover, does it come with an insert, is it a gatefold cover, does it come with a poster? Let's just throw out, let's just say it's a single LP with a regular standard pocket jacket cover and an insert. Let's say you're going to do 500 copies. That's kind of like standard amount. And they're going to average right about, I'm going to say about $7 a piece for just a manufacturer, somewhere in there, $7, $8. Let's just say $8 to be extra safe. That way, so that's going to cost $4,000 to do 500 LPs. So if you're going to do that, especially for package supplies, I would make sure you have at least $5,000 set aside. So that's the biggest thing. Just have the money. If you have that, then the sky's the limit. Just get somebody, ask around. Who do you want to release? Put out, preferably, like I said, get a band that's whoever you want to do that they will settle for. Yes, you can release my stuff, and yes, I'll settle for copies. Like you tell them, hey, I want to do 1,000 CDs, and I want to pay you 15% of pressing. Meaning, I will once the CD's out, I will give you 150 free CDs. So then the 850 left are yours. So you spend $1,000, you now have fucking do the math. So I'll give you your cost. Well, so you did 1,000 CDs. You had to give 150 away. So you're down to 850 discs at $1,000. Let me see if I can find my goddamn calculator on here because I don't know the math off the top of my head. And that way, just to help you out there, brah. It'll be. Where the fuck is the calculator on here? Go. So 850 copies divided by $1,000, which is what your cost was. Your unit cost is now. No, that's not fucking right. That. It's the other way around. $1,000 divided by. You got to do it the other way around. $1,000 divided by 850 because you spent $1,000 and you now have 850 copies left after giving the band 150. Divided by 850. So there you go. Math. That's clear. 1,000 divided by 850, right? Your cost per unit will be $1.18. That's how much your cost for 850 Cs. So let's just say you sell them at $10. So 118. $10 you sell them for. Subtract $1.18 is your cost. That means your profit is $8.82. If you just sell all 850 copies, which that's optimistic as fuck, especially if you're just starting out, but let's just say you sell all 850. it's 882 is your cost per, your profit. $8.82 per disc is your profit, times 850, assuming you sell them all. You'll make $7,497. So those are kind of some numbers as far as how much money you need on hand when you sell them, what you can expect, right? Now, that's kind of all the easy fucking part. Like I said, as far as bands go, whoever you think. So let's say, who's a band that you might be able to fucking do that's kind of expensive? Give me a shout out to my boy fucking Graveworm, Kevin. If he was to record something, he'd probably let you do it. If you let's say you want to put out the new Graveworm album, whatever K-Doll is working on. You tell him that. Like, okay, you'll put it out, and this K-Dog will give you the, tell him you want to do 1,000 CDs. Let's just stick with that. 500 LPs, just do the math on that. Whatever I told you, the $8, $4,000 plan for, and then just do all the royalty costs and shit like that. Just showed you how to do it. You can get your own calculator and fucking figure it out. But yeah, just tell him you want to do 15%. I'm sure he would go for a deal like that. There's several bands of that caliber that would. So you would. He would just need the money, because all he would do, he would supply you the audio and whatever artwork and stuff he wanted done, the lyrics and everything, and you would need someone to lay it out, assuming that he's not going to do it. If you get really lucky, maybe the band will be like, I want to do my own layout, so they did the work for you, and all you got to do is submit to press. And people make overcomplicate this too. Well, I don't know where to press records. I don't just search, Google search, man. There's tons of places. Where to press vinyl, where to press CDs. Find a place and fucking just submit it. They're all. Yes, some places are better than others, but not drastically so, and they're all competitive in price. Like I said, if you do 500 LPs, pocket cover, just 500 records, pocket cover with an insert, comes in a poly bag, you're looking at about $4,000. Cheapest, you're probably going to get around $3,500 with shipping and everything. $3,500 to $4,000. That's what you're looking for. If you plan for that, you should be good. A CD, yeah, you might get them for some places for 1,000 CDs. You might get it for like $800. Some $750, but it's high. The reason I say 1,000 is you're getting bent over if you're spending more of 1,000, and it depends. Like, how many are you getting? Them all with cases? Are you getting some with cases? Because if you're going to trade a lot of places, the underground labels are going to want to send CDs with no cases, because it's going to save on shipping weight. Because if you say you trade 50 CDs with a guy in Brazil, well, 50 CDs, that's going to cost you about $100 to send to Brazil, all with cases. And the guy in Brazil, he's not going to want to fucking do that. He's like, fuck that. I want a much cheaper shipping price. You're probably going to want a cheaper shipping price too. So what you do, if you send 50 CDs with no cases, nice wrapped up, and then you case them when you get there, but you get your own personal cases and case them up, your shipping will be 50 CDs to Brazil, I don't know, $20-$25. So as you can see, you're saving a lot of money on shipping. So that's the reason why not everybody gets the shit with all cases in the underground anyways. So that's little caveats too. So anywhere between $700 and $1,000 for a CD. That's the reason I say that. But I always just plan for the highest. Plan for 1,000, just in case you find. But yeah, just Google a fucking plan. Like who to press CDs with, who to press fucking vinyl with. A bunch of companies come up. Just pick one. Just get started somewhere. It's all the same shit. And then the hardest fucking part. That's all the easy shit right there. Like I said, anyone could put something out. Very fucking easy to do. The hard part is going to be actually moving it. Remember I told you the 850 copies times $1.18 or whatever it was, and you made $7,000? That's assuming you can move them all. What are your means to move them? Do you have a website? If not, you're probably going to need one. Nowadays, it's a little bit easier. Do you have a social media? Do you have Facebook? Do you have Instagram? Something like that? You can start there, put it on there. You'll have a decent chance of moving more if you have a good following. If you have 500 followers, yeah, you're fucked. You're not going to move no 850 CDs. I mean, if you have 20,000 followers, you're probably not going to move all 850 CDs. So keep that in mind. So you might need to, send out emails, just build up contacts. But a lot of it's going to take years as is. It's just years of building it up and getting your name out there and contacting labels like us. Like you're going to have to get an email. Like, hey, you guys want my new Graveworm CD that I put out? You want to do trades? Because everyone's going to want to trade. No one's going to want a wholesale for the most part. You might get one or two guys here and there that are going to want a wholesale off you, especially if you're a new guy to the block. You're more than likely not going to want a wholesale from you. So you're at that point too. Now you're going to have to add to your website or Facebook page or however you're distributing the stuff. Now you're starting a distro. So yeah, it's building up and work. It depends on what it is. Not just like people think like, I hear this all the time from buddies and shit. Yeah, I want to put out this release, or I want to put out my buddy's band or my band, or I had this demo I did in '85 and I'm thinking about putting out myself. Okay, great. Yeah, anyone can put shit out. But as far as moving it, if you don't care that you put it out and it's sitting in the corner of your fucking bedroom, just collecting dust, and that's the money you put in there, you're basically not getting back. You sold 5 and that's it. If you don't care, then fine, by all fucking means. Yeah, anybody can fucking do that. But what a lot of these guys think, they just think because they have a product out because they like it or they're a part of it or they're excited for it to come out that everyone else is going to be. That's the biggest fucking mistake. The hardest part is going to be moving it. And even if you do have the means to move it, keep in mind it's going to be work too. You got to box all that shit up. You got to run up to the fucking post office. So this is all shit to keep in mind. This is not to discourage you. Go ahead and do it. But if you want to start up a label of your own, that's basically what it fucking takes. So I think I answered that all in a nutshell. So maybe get a couple more questions. Didn't take as long as I thought. So back to the goddamn comment section. God damn it. Hey, iDog. Inside Hellcast joke for any of those that fucking give a fuck or happen to know. I was listening to an old Hellcast recently, and you mentioned you had just gotten back from Mexico. God damn, that's really old, man. That was fucking years ago. And that got me thinking, what are some of your favorite Mexican bands? Discords from Mexico would be probably the number one. Band that did one disc that I really liked a lot is Dark Creed. They did an album called Dark Regions. It sounds like pure Swedish death metal, but phenomenal fucking disc. Other than that I know of, they put out an LP that I guess is supposed to be considered an album. And all it is a bunch of cover songs. That sucked, and I didn't need that. So Dark Creed, but the album Dark Regions. Hells gets those CDs in stock every now and then. They usually sit, nobody buys because nobody knows about them. Fantastic fucking disc, huge fan of it. Highly recommend it. Jay Dinkins. That Nunslaughter box set is awesome. Have you ever had people come down to HHR to shop? If so, just friends or customers as well. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want a group of 100 people running down there, but people come down every once in a while, and I don't mind. But basically, what I tell them, it's set up as a warehouse. Who the fuck's texting this guy? Who was allowed to text this guy? It's set up as a warehouse, so it's kind of like I'm not going to babysit you and show you where everything is. It's kind of like you can see it, go look around. If you find shit, come back and let me know. And I'm usually just out in the warehouse or whatever, and I'll have you checked out through the fucking check you out. If you find 5 LPs, check out, and you can use your credit card. You can pay cash here or whatever. But yeah, you can do that. But that's not happen often. That doesn't happen often at all. A few times a year people do, and some are friends. Some people I don't know at all. It's just not set up for a store. But yeah, hell, if you're ever in town, man, you want to come in and do some shopping, that's fine. But I'm not going to be able to hang out and high five and be buds and have fucking lunch pizza with you or that because I'm always busy when I'm here. When I'm here, my work face on, game face. I ain't got time for fucking shooting the shit and nothing. It's just all work because I kind of want to get in and get everything done and get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Kind of like any job, right? In that scenario. Just get my shit done, get out. Questions, God damn it. So these are mostly just people just commenting. Anthony Neal. What's up, J-Dog? Anthony here. I'm assuming that's the Anthony I know. Is this the Anthony that put in our electrical shit in the warehouse? So, what's up, brah? Never knew your last name. That's why I'm asking. What was the worst and most annoying experience you've had someone ever give you shit for being a metalhead? Mostly I've had snide remarks about my carcass shirt. Once nothing major, just wanted to know if you've had anything really crazy or weird ever happen. I mean, no one's ever really given me shit for being a metalhead. I mean, what are they going to say? Metal sucks. You shouldn't be into that. Tell them to go fuck themselves, right? Not to mention, I kind of think, I don't know if you guys get that vibe from watching the videos or whatever, but I've been told in person, which I don't do on purpose at all. I guess I'm pretty standoffish in person. Like, I kind of look like not very approachable, which is not the case. I mean, I'm nice to everybody, but I guess I just, kind of like, when you say, talk about chicks, resting bitch face, she looks like a total cunt, and you go talk to her and she's like totally nice. I guess I get that vibe. So people don't, it's very rare that somebody's that doesn't know me come up and just give me their fucking opinion without me asking. That's very, very rare. But I mean, kind of like you, I've gotten it for shirts and shit. Like one time, like maybe about 15 years ago or so. So I was in my early 20s. That I remember some old lady commenting on the Mercyful Fate shirt I have, Don't Break the Oath, where it says, I deny Jesus Christ the Deceiver. She reads it off, does it say I deny the Lord? Sure does. Just turn around, you know what I mean? But you could tell she was absolutely appalled by it. Tough fucking shit, that's your goddamn problem. I'm appalled by your fucking fake-ass religion, personally, so shove it up your ass. As far as major other problems, the only problems I had was when I was in high school. They made you turn your shirt inside out. I definitely wasn't a fan with the staff there. Yeah, they didn't like any of the Cannibal Corpse shit. They didn't like the Morticians. They didn't like Exhumed Gore Metal. Trying to think what else they bitched about back then. I think there's a couple immolations they didn't like too. Maybe there's some of the words like the I think one of them said "forever enslaved." Um, I remember the one. I don't think I ever owned the shirt, but I think Eric did. The from the Failures for God tour, they had a shirt. Just had like Christ's face in gray on the back. It says "Can you hear us? Death to Jesus" from the song "No Jesus, No Beast." One of my faves. I didn't think that one went over too well. So shit like that. But it was mostly in school. Once you're an adult, someone told me anything about the shirt, tell them to go fuck themselves. You know what I mean? Then ask your goddamn opinion. Uh, from Pine Box Slumber Party. Never seen you comment here, so first time for you. J Dog, just seen you in the music video for Late Night Butcher by Crucified Morals. Oh yeah, I did do that video. That was shit. That was a long while ago. What was that experience like? Any other videos or maybe guest vocal spots you've been involved in? No other videos that are coming to my mind other than the Nunslaughter God video. Helped, I guess, kind of helped record it. I mean, I wasn't the recorder, but I helped with the lights and shit. And Don asked, and it was actually at our warehouse, but in this shared office space that we don't have access to anymore, just because another company was renting out when it was vacant. We were always allowed to use it. It was this big office area, and no one was using it. It was just the next bay over, so they let us use it. But once it was rented out, we couldn't use it no more. So yeah, I kind of helped out with that. But Late Night Butcher, yeah, it was fun doing it. I don't know if I really have any, too many memories. It was me, uh, Craig, Eddie, and then Don and the Dead from Nunslaughter was there because actually he kind of like played the part as for Ash, who's the drummer, because Ash wasn't Ash is from Cincinnati and wasn't able to make it. So God fucking damn it. So yeah, wasn't able to fucking make it because Cincinnati's like a 4.5 hour drive, and Craig wanted to get the video done, so it's kind of like just put your hair in the fucking face, Don, and we'll make it look like Ash. So like his parts where you see playing the drums and shit, that's kind of like Don faking it. And what do I hit him over the head with a fucking club or an iron or something when he's changing a tire? Yeah, that was Don as well. Um, I think I'm trying to think if we did it all in one day or if it was a few meetups. I want to say we didn't do it all in one day because we did different locations. Like the beginning when I'm sitting on a park bench. I remember that was in that was a few minutes from Don's house. The garage scene, I don't remember where the fuck we went down. Maybe we went down the street somewhere, like in a parking lot. I want to say we were in a parking garage for that though, and I can't remember where the hell we went for that. The scene where what do I kill Eddie? Yeah, string him or whatever. I think that was in a park, and when I stabbed Craig, I think that was in the same park, and that was all around Don's house. And then we're putting Reaper on the table, the dead body. That was in Don's garage barn area. Yeah, he pulled out like the table, and then so maybe it was all in one day. But I don't remember. Yeah, that was well over 10 years ago. Does it say the year on there? I don't remember, but I was probably like I think I was about 24, 25 years old. So it would have been 12, 13 years ago. But it was a good time. I think it was done in one day, but maybe it was a few days back and forth. I don't fucking remember. Yeah, definitely a long time ago. But I enjoyed it, yeah. And that was the only thing video-wise I'm in. But no backing vocals or nothing. But who knows? Maybe I could do some type of cool vocals and do something with somebody if they invited me. I guess I'd give it a shot. Why not? Could do anything once within reason, right? It's fucking just talked about. Troy Morocco. Damn, that box set is killer. I always wondered where did Nunslaughter film the music video for God at? I'll just kind of answer that. Yeah, here at the warehouse, but not the warehouse spot, an office area we used to share. And yeah, they just let us borrow it, and it was perfect setup because it's like really professional office area where a lot of business stuff would run out. Sometimes it was vacant. For the first few years we were here, it was always vacant. So we just used that, put everything in there, and that was that. That was a good time too. That was all in one day. I do remember that, but that's quite a while. That's a good 10 years ago as well now. From Krang's Henchman. I think I got it right. It's all in one word. J-Dog, love your videos. What the fuck? What are your rules of gym etiquette? I've been doing home workouts since ever before the pandemic because of all the rude douchebags in the New Jersey gyms. Oh God, New Jersey! Oh my heavens! It's got to be fucking douche canoes central. Tell the people how to act proper while getting pumped. I don't have any I'm not like a total Nazi about gym etiquette, but the biggest things that there is I told about the fucking beer goggles shit was annoying about the idiots walking around thinking they're jacked, but they're not. I mean, if you're truly fucking jacked, you're walking around that. I don't have a problem with it. But I mean, come on, if you're gonna be playing that part, you got to at least fucking. You need to fucking be big. You need to be big and fucking impressive. Not big and fat, big and impressive. That means big and fucking lean, motherfucker. If you're not, put a goddamn shirt on. Get that fucking tank top off. Got no business wearing it. So that's not really gym etiquette. That's just kind of like personal annoyance. Um, Oh, one thing that really fucking pisses me off, I'll say this, and I don't do it to anyone either. It's kind of just common sense. I don't know if it's etiquette, like in fucking stone, like you're not allowed to do this, but it should be. Is if I'm in the middle of a set and using like the mirror, watching your form, like do whatever movement. If some fucking dick licker walks right in front of the mirror, not like just passes by, but like just stands in front of the fucking mirror right in front of you, so I'm clearly using the mirror. What the fuck? I would literally throw a fucking dumbbell at the back of their fucking head. So that pisses me off. Grunting and shit. I mean, I'm a little guilty of that, I think. But I mean, grunting's like, I don't mind if someone grunts or makes noise, but you better be fucking lifting heavy and busting your fucking balls off. Not just, you better not be curling 15-pound dumbbells and fucking making noise. You look like a fucking idiot. Or doing some pussy ass cable curls or something, making a shitload of noise. It needs to be something hard and heavy. Like if you're doing like a super heavy, like I get a little fucking noisy on legs, for example, like especially like heavy hack squats, or if you're doing like 20 rep sets on hack squats. And when I say 20 reps, like 20 reps when you're basically failing at like 12 to 15, but you're going to 20. So it's literally like a fucking death set. I do those a lot of times on legs, and those could get a little noisy because it's literally to the death with a spotter. So yeah, those can get a little noisy, but you better be pushing hard and fucking heavy and not doing some fucking wimpy pussy shit if you're making noise. Well, other than that, etiquette, those are probably about the only things that kind of cross my mind as far as annoyance or whatever. Um, People just talking your ear off and shit like that. It's kind of like, dude, this is not a club. It's not the bar. Don't come up and talk to me about stupid shit. You know what I mean? So people just in the way talking. It's like, dude, there's literally for us there's a bar next door. It's like, dude, if you want to hang out and fucking shoot the shit, literally just go to that fucking store. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, I guess they're off in the corner or whatever doing their thing. I don't care as long as they're not taking up equipment. But sometimes they are. So it's like, get the fuck off there. I need that goddamn thing. Uh, Death Sandwich. What are some of your favorite labels outside of Hell's, of course? I like Vic Records. Relapse Records in the back of the day I thought was really good. Now not so much. Dark Symphonies puts out shit I like. Moment Time Morai, they put out some stuff I like. But there's no label that puts out everything they do I like, by no means. Uh, James Nelson, can you make any comment on Eureka Death Records? I love their releases and have picked up several through Hell's. Yeah. I know who runs that. No names mentioned. Yeah, the bootlegs that I love. I love bootlegs, and I think I have every Eureka Death Records release. Maybe one or two I'm missing, but pretty much have every single release, and it's all stuff up my alley. I think they're putting out the best bootlegs of anybody. There's another guy in Belgium. He does a lot of bootlegs too that are really cool, but it's mostly by bigger bands like Iron Maiden and shit like that. They look nice, but it's by a lot of bands that maybe I don't collect as much, not as much of the death metal and shit like that as opposed to Reek does. So yeah, I think they're great. More the better. See here, too many more, just a couple more questions, quickies. Metal Musician 6996. J Dog, it's cool to see a video of the HH relationship with Perdition Temple. Maybe you have a cool Perdition Temple story we haven't heard. No stories. They're just on the label. I've met Gene vaguely, and that was at Headbash. That's where I met. Well, I met actually Gene and Pete both in the early 2000s when they played with, what was that, the Mortal and Satyricon, I believe. And that was, they were touring for the Inexorable album, which is my favorite Angel Corpse. But I met them very, very briefly. Just had them sign my shit, and then talked to him for a little bit at Headbash. That'd be more of a question for Chase. I know he's the one that kind of sets up the deals with Gene and stuff like that. But I don't know their stories, just kind of business. Like, hey, you want to do the next album? And hey, it needs to be repressed, and here's the deal. So nothing like stories like hanging out, fucking going to strip clubs or anything together. But seems cool. Um, when Angel Corpse played too, I met Helmkamp, got my picture with him. Got to talk to him for a little bit more because he was kind of off at the one of the days we were setting up. He got there a little bit early too, so I think it was on the Saturday where the show hasn't started yet. I got there at like noon, 11:30 noon to help like restock the CDs and shit and all the stuff that's sold on Friday because I was manning the distro area. Me and my wife and I think Eric was back there too, or maybe it was Chase. No, it was Reaper actually. Reaper was helping us, and with his buddies, and King Folly came back, and Pete walked in. They were just early and kind of shot the shit with him a little bit. So I've met Pete more than I met Gene, just because he just so happened to fucking be there. But yeah. So no really stories, you know. But hopefully maybe one day it'd be cool. I mean, definitely a good band, and they're definitely growing in popularity. I've noticed it over the years that they're definitely got more and more popular. So awesome for them, you know. Good to see. So I think that knocks out all the fucking questions. 34 comments on here. Like I said, I just answered the questions once on what seems to be the goddamn most popular video. Best of worst experiences of Hell's Headbangers. That's all I got for you guys. I'll do the next fucking videos too. See how many comments. There's a bunch of questions on there too. I don't know if these all be posted in order, but just keep your eyes out for them and get them answered, and keep those goddamn fucking comments coming so I can comments questions so that I can do answer your shit too. So that's it, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.